Hello there and welcome to Lookup News. I am Nancy Nalima. Our sign language interpreter is Felista Adundo. We've got lots lined up for you this evening and we'll be having our night's conversation. We'll be talking about violence against women. I will be speaking to Mary Arivisa, who is a former MC right here in Nairobi. And we'll be talking legislation and policies that are in place to safeguard women against violence. You don't want to miss that conversation. But before that, we have a couple of stories that we're going to run. Before that, here are the top stories.
Tonight on Lookup News, mandatory registration for all Kenyans into the Social Health Insurance Fund to begin on March 1st. Fear as bandit attacks in Samburu threaten learning activities in school. And anxiety for asthma patients as the country experiences a shortage of inhaler supply.
Right, welcome to the broadcast. This is Lookup News. The hashtag is Lookup News at Lookuptv on Facebook, Lookuptv on X, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. Let's begin. In what is likely to cause ripples in the opposition camp, Azimio, close confidants of Raila Odinga are now pushing for his candidacy for the presidential elections in 2027, led by Mombasa Governor Abdul Somad Sharif Nasser. The leaders have vowed to have him on the ballot for what will be his 7th stab as a coveted top seat in the country. And as our reporter Henry Tended now files, these statements from leaders in Odinga's close circle are likely to cause an ease in Azimio, with Kalonzo having already declared he will not be supporting the former Prime Minister.
The next few weeks or months in the country promises heated political undertones in the opposition camp Azimio. Today, while on a membership drive rally in Ukunda, ODM leaders led by Mombasa Governor Abdul Somad Sharif Nasser have declared they will make sure Raila Odinga's name is on the ballot come 2027 presidential elections.
We, the people of Kenya, if there's a better word, are saying we are commanding you to vie for presidency for the year 2027. Hatuombi, haturai, hatufanyi jambo lolote. Lakini tunakwambia, tunakuamuru kama wa Kenya ya kuwa ni lazima uwe katika ballot ya mwaka 2027.
The ODM battalion say Raila is the most suitable candidate among the opposition top brass leaders, saying he has demonstrated selfless leadership while remaining focused on changing the country's development fortunes.
Kwa sababu hatujaona yule ambaye anaweza kuweka matakwa yake kando na akaweza kuweka Wakenya mbele. Jameni, kama kuna mtu ambaye anafaa kuombewa Mungu umri wake katika hii Kenya na ni mwanasiasa, ni Raila Amolo Odinga.
The push for another Raila's candidacy will surely cause a heated political environment among Azimio leaders, with several leaders lining up for the outfit's ticket to unseat President William Ruto. Already, Wiper leader has made it clear this time round he will not be throwing his weight behind another person as he plans to go for the seat. Raila Odinga, who took to the podium to speak after his foot soldiers stayed clear of the matter, choosing instead to bash the government for mismanaging the economy.
Gharama imepanda juu zaidi. Na hata wakibaki kwa serikali kwa miaka 100, hakuna tofauti ambao wataleta. Jamaa hawa hajui hesabu. Hawajui kuendesha uchumi. Hawajui steering iko wapi. Gear iko wapi. Breki iko wapi. Accelerator iko wapi. Sawa sawa. Jamaa hawawezi, waliiba ushindi wetu. Waliiba ushindi wetu, lakini imekataa kwa koo. Imekwama kwa koo. Inawanyonga. Inawanyonga. Nasikia
Henry Tendanyula, Lookuptv.
Away from that, the government will now proceed with full implementation of the new health scheme after the court lifted orders barring its implementation. This is according to government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura. As Stanley Lugari now files, Mwaura also blamed the delay in disbursement of funds meant for the Jinta Woi program to the use of government-generated revenue in repaying of loans taken by the previous administration.
It being 16 months since the Kenya Kwanza administration took over reins of power, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has revealed that the delayed disbursement of funds meant for community health promoters and the beneficiaries of the Inua Jamii program has been occasioned by the use of government revenue to repay existing loans.
Lookuptv, get it correct. The national government is giving 5,000 shillings. The county governments are giving 5,000. If there is any delay from the national government in terms of payment, it will also be honored. So don't worry. And any CHP out there who's not received their arrears, the national government has been having liquidity crisis because we have a debt issue, but it will be paid. So you'll get your money.
Mwaura also took the opportunity to defend the new health scheme, with contributions lowered to 300 shillings from 500, noting that the new plan will focus more on providing funds for government hospitals, unlike the previous NHIF program which saw both private and government hospitals receive funds from the NHIF coffers.
54% of Kenyan hustlers will benefit from reduced NHIF contributions, resulting in enhanced affordability for essential healthcare services. This is a fact that the contribution per month is being reduced from 500 to 300.
With floods that were experienced recently exposing the city's poor drainage system, Mwaura said that the government has increased the allocation to fix drainage systems by 5%.
As a representative of persons with disabilities, is that the registration of persons with disabilities is now going to be done by directors of health in all the 47 counties, because earlier on it was being done here at the national level, and this will help a lot of unregistered persons with disabilities. The agony of traveling all the way from their villages when they have mobility difficulties like wheelchair users to seek verification and signing of their disability medical assessment reports.
As a form of government continued effort to invest in healthcare, Mwaura stated that all community health promoters have been granted smartphones to facilitate capturing of critical details, with the community health promoters set to receive the agreed 10,000 shillings stipend shared between national and county governments.
And just to demonstrate that, Mr. Stanley, the Postal Corporation of Kenya has had salary arrears for their employees up to 435 million. That has since been cleared. So if there's any arrears, it will be given to them. But it is 5,000, 50-50.
Stanley Lugari, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Thank you, Lugari. Now, despite assurance by the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Kithure Kindiki, that students across the country will continue with their education unhindered, students in Samburu North, Samburu County are unable to continue with their studies due to attacks by bandits. As Martin Mashara now reports, the government has been urged to step up in efforts in countering the bandits and ensure students in the area resume their studies.
As students across the country continue their studies, their counterparts in parts of Samburu are living wary of their safety following attacks by bandits. According to Samburu North MP Eli Letipila, the government ought to step up and ensure more security officers are deployed to the regions as residents continue to live in fear after bandits raided the Soitpa Secondary School, injuring a teacher in the school during the shootout. With the legislator calling for swift action to bolster security, emphasizing the critical role education institutions play in the community.
Jana usiku hawa wahalifu karibu saa 11 jioni walikuja wakashambulia shule ambayo ndio shule peke yake katika hii area. Hii shule peke yake ndio iko na junior secondary. Wazazi wa karibu radius ya kilomita kama 15 wanatumia hiyo shule kuleta wanafunzi wao wa junior secondary. Pia hawa wako na haki ya kupatiwa security. Wako na haki ya mali yao kuchungwa. Wako na haki ya wanafunzi wao kusoma. Wako na haki ya kukaa kwa makwao, kufanya kazi yao na kulima mashamba zao na kufuga mifugo zao. Yes. Wako na haki. Na hiyo haki ndio mimi nimesimama hivi kuambia wahusika kwamba hiyo haki ni lazima hawa watu wapate haki yao.
Lekaire Saul, the head teacher of Soitpa Secondary School, revealed that the institution has been grappling with the disruption for the past 3 weeks, appealing for enhanced security measures to enable the resumption of normal academic activities for the students.
And Soitpa Primary is a comprehensive school na ECD primary na junior school. So jana tulishambuliwa, tulipigwa risasi. Hata mwenye alipigwa mama, huyo wife ni wife ya mwalimu wangu wa ECD. Ndo alipigwa. In fact tulipigwa risasi mpaka tukaanza chini kitanda. So tunaomba security kwa shule. As we talk now, learning is not taking place kwa hiyo shule. Na tumefungua tu mwaka. In fact hii ni wiki ya 3. No, nothing has been going on. Hakuna security.
However, according to the authorities, more security personnel will be deployed to conduct regular patrols in the troubled area and counter the bandits as government main agenda is to ensure the guns are silenced.
Kama serikali tumechukua mikakati ya kuhakikisha kuna usalama. Tutaongeza na tumeongeza askari wa akiba kutoka mmoja ule alikuwa hapa, tutaongeza wengine ndio waweze kupatiana usalama kwa ile shule ya Soitpa, na pia tumeweka mikakati ya kuhakikisha kuna usalama kwa hii barabara ya Baragoi kwenda Maralal. Iko officers wa GSU wanapatrol pale.
Martin Msharia, Lookuptv.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has announced a reorganization of personnel at Harambee House in a bid to enhance service delivery across the national government administration cadres. In a statement on Thursday, Kindiki announced that Njenga Miri will continue in his role of Internal Security Principal Administrative Secretary PAS, with Jacob Narengo and Mohammed Bare serving as his secretaries. Kindiki likewise announced the transfer of 12 county commissioners to different working stations across the country. Kindiki added that 24 county commissioners have been ordered to retain their current job placements. The promotion takes effect on February 1st, 2024. Now, asthma patients could soon feel the pinch as the nationwide shortage of asthma inhalers continues. A spot check done by our reporter John Mataba shows that inhalers are scarce, with pharmacists revealing that the popular Ventolin brand is becoming unavailable and expensive. This comes as drug importers continue to blame the government's single payment system for the shortage of asthma inhalers and other key drugs.
Asthma patients in Kenya could soon be staring at a huge crisis following the shortage of inhalers in the country. Inhalers are the safest, most effective treatment for asthma as they allow people with asthma to lead a normal and active life. A spot check across local pharmacies shows empty shelves, with inhalers reportedly out of stock for the second month in a row. David, who runs a local pharmacy, attributes the shortage of inhalers to high taxation imposed on distributors and increased demand of the commodity by patients due to the current weather conditions.
The shortage can be attributed to low imports due to high taxation, which is inconveniencing both distributors and importers. Furthermore, there is high demand by patients due to the current weather condition.
However, he advises patients to seek alternatives by using oral medication and avoid trigger factors such as dust and cold areas.
Inhaler is not the only way to survive. You can use other methods of medication such as oral medication, which include Franol and salbutamol. Also, asthmatic patients are advised to avoid trigger factors such as dust and cold areas.
As the situation continues to bite, there are hopes that the inhalers are gradually coming in, but due to the high demand, the prices have doubled up. John Matava, Lookuptv.
For us to take a break here on the program, more on the other side. Don't go too far.
What about Mambo fantastic, if not scholastic. Chota kuchota na Hatia Supermarket imerudi. Ukifanya tu shopping ya shilingi 1,000, wewe unaingia kwa promotion ya chota kuchota na Hatia Supermarket. Watu wanaendelea kushinda ndani ya Hatia Supermarket. Mwana tata kitoko. Wewe na umeshinda nini? Karibu ndani ya Hatia Supermarket uweze kuchota kwa wingi kabisa. Watu wanasema nini? Nakwambia kwamba chota kuchota. Unangoja nini?
Magari 7 za kushindaniwa, TV, fridge, microwave, shopping vouchers, school fees vouchers, instant prizes na zawadi zingine kemkem. Chota kuchota imethaminiwa na Hetia's, Oven Fresh Bakery, Gigabyte, Mount Kenya Milk, Clovis Food Products, Velvex, Magic Drink, Pwani Oil, Arenco, Fruit Juice, Masterchef, Toilex, Coolsip, Mika, Wash Ultra, Philos, Prestol, Nivea, My Choice, Ushindi, Fresh Fry, Arimis Jelly, Cabernet Water, Dettol, Ketepa, Meta, Glucose, Coca-Cola, Rosy Tissue, Big Giant, Elbins, Unilever, Fresh, Unga wa Dola, Blue Band na Pasta Star. Shindano la chota kuchota linaanza tarehe 1 Disemba hadi tarehe 10 Februari mwaka 2024.
Hatia Supermarket, a world of choice.
Welcome back. This is Look Up News. I'm Nancy Lima. Sign language interpreter for tonight is Felista Adundo. Let's continue. With the rising needs and demands that come with cultivating peace and facilitating human aid, East Africa Standby Force held its 32nd ordinary meeting on Thursday to discuss crucial issues regarding the region's security. The meeting was presided over Chief of Defense Forces General Francis Ogola, who called on member states to work in harmony to dissolve security threats within the region.
The translation machine, particularly those relating to peace and security of which.
Speaking during East Africa Standby Force meeting that was attended by 10 member states and international organization delegates, Chief of Defense Forces Francis Ogola now says long-standing partnership between Eastern African countries has seen tremendous achievements on matters security.
And I am delighted today we find ourselves in the midst of a complex geopolitical dynamics, transnational threats, and emerging challenges that demand a unified and collaborative response. Our agenda during this gathering is comprehensive, touching on a range of issues that demand our attention.
Ogola reiterated that the Council of Ministers of Defense and Security in East Africa region is committed to upholding its aspirations, ensuring a secure and stable region, noting that efforts have been redoubled so as to achieve an stipulated mandate of ensuring regional security and stability.
And security issues, counterterrorism, and cyber security challenges to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. And our discussions is expected to shape the direction of our joint efforts in addressing these challenges.
Eastern Africa Standby Force Director Brigadier Paul Njema further elaborated on the importance of collaboration, with the East terming it a necessity in effectively deterring and resolving the current situation in the region and continent as a whole.
Standby forces which are integrated and multidimensional in nature are ready to conduct any mission as a mandate and your guidance, notably at this moment when our region is facing security challenges. For example, the continued fighting and the deteriorating humanitarian situation in the Republic of Sudan, the ongoing fighting in the eastern part of the Democratic of Congo, whose effects spill over into some of our member states.
Despite the challenges and gaps, ESF has promised to continue making progress in its capacity building ability to adapt to ever-changing security environment. Mavin Getembe, Lookuptv.
President William Ruto now says the government has already disbursed 63 billion shillings for school capitation this month. Speaking after commissioning road projects in Timau, Meru County, Ruto cautioned school heads against extorting money from parents on claims of late disbursement from the government, while emphasizing on his plan to ensure Kenyan youth secure job opportunities not only here in the country but also abroad.
Tumeongeza pesa ya kusomesha watoto wetu kwa shilingi bilioni 127 mpya, because education of our children is important and we don't want any child to be left behind. Mimi nataka nirudie nikiwa hapa Timau, kwa sababu kuna wasimamizi wengine wa shule wanauliza wazazi ati pesa ya serikali ya JSS imechelewa, wewe lipa fees. Mimi nataka niwatangazie, kama serikali ya Kenya tumetoa pesa kwa mwezi huu peke yake, mwezi wa Januari, tumetoa bilioni 62 ya kusomesha watoto wetu. Pesa ya primary, pesa ya secondary, pesa ya JSS, pesa ya TVET. Sisi kama serikali ya Kenya tumetoa hiyo pesa. Hakuna mzazi ataulizwa pesa shuleni, atotoa pesa fulani ati kwa sababu serikali imechelewa. Serikali imechelewa wapi? This is the administration that has a deliberate intentional plan on creating jobs in Kenya. Our housing plan already employs 130,000 young people in Kenya, from architects to engineers to masons to plumbers to electricians and all other trades, including in steel manufacturing factories, in cement manufacturing factories, and many other areas of transport. We have created 130,000 jobs. In our plan on digital jobs, we already have 120,000 young people in Kenya their talent. They are working remotely on digital jobs, 130,000 of them. We have already negotiated another 500,000 jobs on export of labor. Fika ofisini kule nikakuta madeni imetoka hapa mpaka New York. Nikasema wacha kwanza nipambane kulipa hii madeni. Unajua ile jamaa wa rege walifanya rege wakasahau kulipa madeni. Madeni ikapambana. Sijui kama mnanielewa. Lakini sasa nimemaliza hiyo kazi, ndio nimekuja hapa kuendesha sasa kazi ya maendeleo na kupanga hii, kwa sababu kama singelipa hii madeni, hii Kenya yetu ingepigwa mnada. Mnataka Kenya yetu iweke kwa auction? Ati mmesikia imepigiwa kengele? Si lazima tumalizane na wale.
Now, learning has already resumed in most schools in the country. However, for Jinta Woi, a former candidate at Wangu Primary School in Dandora, her fate is yet to be known due to lack of school fees. Jacinta's dream of joining Gaturi Girls in Muranga could be shattered, or the family cannot raise 50,000 shillings that will see her admitted to the institution. According to Samuel Kamau, a board member at Wangu Primary School, many pupils from the school have excelled well, but poverty has denied them a chance to go to good secondary schools, calling on well-wishers to chip in and help Jacinta continue with her studies.
Life in slums can be very difficult, as challenges that come with it can be unbearable. People living in these areas have to grapple with lack of food, shelter, and even lack of access to clean water. For Jinta Woi, a former candidate at Wangu Primary School in Dandora, she has been enduring all the challenges and completed a KCP last year, scoring 316 marks. However, financial constraints have made her to remain at home.
Niliitwa Gaturi Girls at Muranga, but wazazi wangu hawakuwa na uwezo wa kunipeleka. Babangu akaamua tu niende Dandora Secondary. Amejaribu kwenda kazi usiku mchana, lakini hajapata bado uwezo wa kuninunulia uniform na vitabu. Ningeomba tu nyinyi mko na uwezo mkuje mnisaidie.
The parents have tried their best to secure a chance in a nearby secondary school. However, they've not been able to raise 20,000 Kenyan shillings required, not even to mention that she was to join Gaturi Girls, which is more expensive for the family to afford.
Jinta angekuwa naingia shule kwa saa hii, lakini tumashinda tu hapa na pale, hatujafanya aingie shule kwa saa hii. Alikuwa ameitwa Katuri Girls, lakini kwa kosa uwezo wa kumpeleka Katuri Girls. Sasa tulikuwa tumeonelea aingie Dandora Secondary. Hata tukionelea aingie Dandora Secondary, hatuna hiyo uwezo.
Samuel Kamau, a board member at Wangu Primary School, has stated that most pupils from the school, just like Jacinta, face many challenges in trying to achieve their dreams, with poverty being the main reason.
Jacinta akona uwezo wa kusoma, akependelea kwenda boarding school ndio atoke karibu hii na mazingira. Hapa niko na watoto zaidi ya watoto 10 ama 20 wale kutoka Wangu Primary School. Ukiangalia wengine wako na 342, 301, 300 hawajaenda shule.
The situation in this room that serves as a home to Jacinta's family is a clear indication of a family that is struggling to make ends meet. The family is now appealing to well wishers for help to enable them take their daughter to school. Beatrice Ilavonga, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Beatrice. Now, the spouse of Deputy President Pastor Dorcas Rigathi has expressed concern over increased cases of depression and frustrations among students in schools. Speaking in Kisii, she noted that cases are more prevalent among those who have already indulged in drugs and substance abuse in schools. Shamila Baraza with that and more on our county roundup.
The spouse to the Deputy President has raised concern over the rising cases of depression among students in the country, noting that parents should speak to their children so as to understand the challenges they are facing in life.
It's very sad to see that in our schools and our universities, even primary schools, we are witnessing cases of depression, frustration, and it is more prevalence with the people who are taking drugs.
Elsewhere, donkey farmers in Narok County have raised concerns over donkey theft cases that have been reported in the area. The farmers narrated that within 2 months, 50 donkeys have been reported missing, calling on the government to come to their rescue.
Tunakaa vizuri, lakini kwa hivi wamama wanaumia kwa njia mingi sana. Wamama wanaumia kwa kila njia. Wamama wamekuwa wakitegemea punda, lakini kwa hivi sasa hatujui punda zinaendanga wapi. Hatujai sikia ati nyama za punda zinakuliwa, maana hatujai sikia kwa butchery inauzwa. Lakini sasa ile kitu mimi tunajiuliza, punda wanapelekwa wapi? 2017 ilikuwa imeibiwa.
Reverend Jocelyn Kagenda of Methodist Churches of Kenya in Isiolo has urged young people to take caution while venturing into new relationships. This follows recent cases of femicide in the country, noting that recent cases of femicide should be a wake-up call to young girls.
Nakumbuka wakati wangu nikiwa mdogo, mzazi wangu alikuwa ananiambia ya kwamba hakuna cha wanaume cha bure. Kwa hivyo ukikula kitu ya mwanaume kulipa utafanya nini? Utalipa. Na tunaona njia ile wanalipa nayo sasa ni mauaji. Tafadhalini na waonya, msitake vya bure. Tafuteni vyenu. Wakati wenu utafika. Hata nyinyi mtaenda na magari yao makubwa mnataka. Hata nyinyi msitaki hata kulipiwa school fees, kwa sababu wengine wanalipiwa ma school fees. Hata wanadanganywa na kulipia school fees, ukimaliza nitakuoa. Hizo ni ahadi za bure. Kwa hivyo njinjue wewe msichana.
Finally, travelers using Embu Makutano Highway have lamented over the state of roads, terming it as the root cause of frequent road accidents along the road. They, however, have called on the government to move in with speed and ensure the roads are repaired.
Itengenezwe. Hatuwezi endelea kulipa ushuru na barabara zimeachiliwa kiasi. Kwa hivyo mimi naomba kama wale tulichagua hapa sana sana kutoka Mwea kwenda Embu. Iko MP wa Mwea, iko MP wa Geshogo na iko MP wa Embu. Governor ni wawili, Waiguru na Nambalile, ambao hata ndio wameshikilia sana chama ya UDA. Kwani wamesahau ama sababu magari yao ni ile kubwa kubwa, haisikii mashimo. Sisi na sisi watu magari kidogo kidogo na bodaboda sasa hawatujali.
Reporting for Lookuptv, I'm Shamila Baraza.
Time now to get sporty. 5 Kenyan amateur golfers have been confirmed for the highly anticipated 4th edition of the magical Kenya Ladies Open, scheduled for February 8th to 11th, 2024 at the 18-hole PGA Baobab course in Vipingo Ridge, Kilifi County. The quintet, comprising of Naomi Wafula, Mercy Nyanchama, Chanel Wangari, Jacqueline Walter and Kelly Gashaga, will compete amongst a field of 108 participants from around the world in the only women's professional golf. Now, Africa's fastest man, Ferdinand Omanyala, will commence his Indo season next week with 2 races lined up in France. The Commonwealth Games champion said he will compete in meeting de Miras on February 2nd and meeting de Paris on February 11th as a build-up towards the World Indo Championships slated for March 1st to 3rd in Glasgow. Omanyala holds the national Indo record of 6.5 seconds over 60 meters, a feat he achieved last year in Louvain, France.
Off-season, off-season no competition, just building the base. So we got to build base for the season 2024. Na preparation imekwenda poa because we've been doing nimekuwafanya vitu zenye hatujafanya before, so mwili iko stronger, and now the target is the 60 meters Indo, so we are looking forward to the 60 meters yenye inaanza next week on 2nd Feb. Tuko na 2 races on the tour and then come back and prepare for the World Indos. So this season ni kuhandle everything as it comes, no pressure. And I know the competition is tough out there. Hapo high level competition is tough, but I'm positive that vitu zitakuwa sawa. Yeah, itakuwa preparation for the World Indo Games. So itakuwa just getting in the first phase of the race because itatusaidia in the outdoor. But the most important thing ni kuhandle the World Indo Championships. Ni the same because basically ni speed. The only thing itakuwa different sasa tutatumia hizo races kama training for the outdoor. But of course not forgetting that we have the World Indo Games. So tutakuwa tunatumia hiyo hizo 60 meters car training because it will help to get into the 100 meters because now itakuwa getting into the top speed as fast as possible and then maintaining it in the 100.
Right, and we're due for our second break here on the program. We take that break, and when we come back, we'll be getting into our night's conversation. We are talking about protecting women against violence. I will be speaking to Mary Aribize, who's a former Nairobi MCA, and we'll be getting into it and just seeing the policies and legislation. What laws are there to protect women against violence? You don't want to miss that conversation, and engage with us across all our socials, where we are at Lookuptv on Facebook, Lookuptv on X, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel.
Paka live.